Welcome to the deep dive.
Good to be here again.
Today we're tackling a really big question. It sort of sits at the crossroads of human evolution and, well, how we educate ourselves.
Okay, evolution and education. Sounds fascinating. Where does the question come from?
It's from Dr. Basil Bunting. He's a medical doctor, also a clinical psychologist.
Ah, right.
And he posed it to Hanshi Deena Naidu, the Keihatsu karate and Reiki master.
Yes, Hanshi Naidu. His perspective bridges that physical discipline with deeper spiritual understanding. Makes sense. So what was the question?
Dr. Bunting asked him, essentially, why is reincarnation so relevant for human evolution and for the betterment of all, and yet so wrongly left out of our education?
Wow. Okay, that's a heavy hitter. Relevant, vital even, but ignored in how we learn.
Exactly. And that's our mission for this deep dive, to really unpack Hanshi Naidu's answer.
Which I imagine isn't just a simple yes or no.
Not at all. It's multi-layered, definitely challenging. It pushes back on, conventional thinking about our priorities as humans, what education really means.
And maybe even the role of certain institutions.
Yeah, he goes there too. It's quite a fundamental challenge he's laying down.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Where does Hanshi Naidu start with his answer?
Well, he doesn't really hold back. He says straight up that mankind's primary concern isn't actually developing human consciousness.
Oh, so what is the primary concern, according to him?
He puts it quite bluntly. Our interests are only in growth of wealth and prosperity towards greed and accumulation of possessions of material resources.
Oof. So materialism and greed, basically. That's a pretty stark assessment of humanity's focus.
It is. It sets up this core tension right away, doesn't it? Consciousness versus accumulation.
Definitely. And how does he connect that focus on wealth to, say, the divisions we see in the world?
Well, that's the next layer. He argues that this focus comes from humans being, and this is his phrase, trapped in their own egos.
Egos. Okay. Individual egos.
Yes, but not just individual. He talks about egos at multiple levels. Individual, community, society, even nature somehow.
Interesting. So these nested egos, he sees them as the root cause of conflict.
Precisely. He says these ego traps are the direct reasons for all the divisions, the separations, the competitions we see based on race, community, creed, nationality, all of it.
So the us versus them mentality, fundamentally driven by ego at various scales, that's quite a perspective.
It really makes you pause and think, doesn't it? Where all that energy goes, that competitive drive.
Yeah, it challenges the whole basis of, well, a lot of modern life and ambition.
Yeah.
So if ego is the problem, does he offer a way out, an alternative vision?
He does. He proposes a different kind of foundation, really.
What does that look like?
He suggests that if humans were taught, right from the very beginning, community values of love and respect for all.
So embedding compassion early on.
Exactly. If that was the baseline, he believes these divisions just wouldn't take root. People would readily help everyone.
And does he elaborate on that? What does that love and respect entail?
He talks about cultivating a real spiritual love of oneness, a deep sense, that we're all interconnected beyond the surface stuff.
So if you truly feel that oneness,
then prejudice, he says, simply will not manifest. It wouldn't have the ground to grow.
And he also mentions duty.
Yes. If people are taught righteousness is duty, then actions would naturally be more considered. Nothing done will be without care, is how he puts it.
It sounds like a complete reorientation of societal values.
Totally. It paints a picture of a society striving to be divine in action, adopting everything needed for that.
And the outcome of that kind of society?
Well, he sees it leading to a natural shift. The evolution of souls would open up to a greater interest in development of itself.
So a focus on inner growth rather than just external accumulation.
Right. Sparking a genuine curiosity for a deeper spiritual life. It's not just social change, it's soul evolution.
So we've contrasted this current path focused on material gain and ego with his vision of a society built on oneness, love, duty, leading towards spiritual development.
Yeah, it's a powerful contrast. So bringing it all together, what does this all mean? What's the core message here?
I think a key part is his take on true education. He's quite specific about it.
Okay. What does he say?
He says it's only available to those seeking. It's not just universally distributed, perhaps.
Seeking. So it requires active effort from the individual.
Yes. And he adds that the divine will educate every aspiring aspirant through many ways. It suggests a source beyond the conventional.
Well, he adds a warning, too, doesn't he, about relying on human sources.
He does, a significant caution. Humans are not to be depended and trusted on for greater knowledge.
Why not?
He points to history, saying divine messages often get lost in translation or even deliberately changed by powers in both clergy and governments.
Wow. So a call for discernment, then. Don't just accept what institutions tell you. Look deeper.
Exactly. It really doubles down on the need for an internal compass.
Which connects beautifully to that classic idea, doesn't it? Ask and thou shalt receive. Seek and thou shalt find.
Precisely. Blessed are those whose hearts are ready to know. It puts the onus and the power back onto the individual seeker.
So education is spiritual manifestation of God within. It's not just about classrooms and books.
Right, and meditation and lessons will come through one's own efforts. It's an inside job, fundamentally.
That's a really empowering message, but also maybe a bit daunting. You have to trust your own path.
It is. And that actually leads to a really important final thought, connecting back to that caution about distorted messages.
Okay, what should we leave our listeners to ponder?
Well, given Hanshi Naidu's idea that true messages can be lost in translation, that they can be changed by powers, it raises a question for you, the listener.
Go on.
How can you, as someone seeking knowledge, discern truth? How do you cultivate your own spiritual manifestation of God within? And crucially, how do you learn to trust your own efforts to find that true education, navigating potentially distorted external messages?
Trusting your own efforts while being aware of external noise. That's definitely something to reflect on.